Hello dear students and welcome to English for Palestine, grade 12. Today we are in Unit 8, Pupils Book, and our class for today is Language, Reporting, Advice, and Orders. Let's start. Learning Objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to 1. Use, tell, warn, and advise to report orders, advice, and instructions and warnings. Number 2, rewrite sentences using causative structure. And finally 3, form causative structures using have, get, plus the objective, plus the past participle form. Look at these two pictures. We have here a teacher and a student. What does the teacher say? Do your homework. It's an order. The student is reporting. The teacher told me to do my homework. This is how we report orders. So, when we have an affirmative or a positive order, a positive command, we use to plus the infinitive form of the verb. Do your homework. The teacher advised or told me to, and the infinitive form of the verb, do my homework. And pay attention, do here is a verb and it's a sentence. It's not a question. Let's continue. Can you see this picture? Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Mother told me, or my mother told me, not to be lazy. What's the difference between the first and the second picture here? Yeah, it's a negative order. Negative. So, when we have negative orders, we use not, to, and the infinitive form of the verb. Don't be lazy. My mother told me not to be lazy. Now, when reporting advice, for example, you should eat more fruit. Doctor advised me to eat more fruit. Very simple. Use to plus the infinitive form. Why? Because it is a positive, affirmative advice. Now, continue with this activity. Activity number 1. Report the following pieces of advice. 1. You'd better do your homework daily. The teacher advised me. Yeah, can you try? Do you remember? To plus the infinitive form plus the complement of the sentence. So, the teacher advised me to do my homework daily. Number 2, you should respect the environment. You should respect the environment. Here the teacher advised the students to respect the environment, and here we have the main verb. Sentence number 3. I think you should take a vacation for some time. She told me, I think you should what? Take a vacation. Now here, when reporting, she told me to take a vacation for some time. To plus the infinitive form of the verb. And it's what? A positive advice or piece of advice. Number 4. It's not a good idea to depend on others. My aunt advised me that, pay attention, when we have that in reporting, we have to start with the subject and the verb. But the verb here must be turned into the past simple. So, my aunt advised me that it, okay, the subject, is turned to was, and because it's negative, it stays negative. So, after that, I start with subject, verb, and the verb must be in the past simple. It's not, it wasn't a good idea to depend on others. Pay attention to that. Number 5 now. You shouldn't smoke. The doctor advised him, and the doctor warned him against. We have 2 ways to report this piece of advice. Now, the doctor advised him. It's a negative piece of advice. So here we use not to plus the infinitive form. The teacher advised him not to smoke. This is the first way of reporting this form of negative words or warnings. Let's see here the second way, which is using against. When we use against, after against, we use the verb plus the ing form. It's very simple. Let's see this example. The doctor warned him against. Remember, after against, we use the verb and the ing. We add the ing to the main verb. Against what? Smoke is the verb. Yes. And we add what? The ing form. So, against smoking. It's very simple. Number 6 now. Don't talk on the mobile while driving. The policeman advised or warned me. It's also a negative piece of advice. And we have 2 ways. Not to is the first way, and against is the second way. Let's start with not to. Do you remember the answer? So, don't talk on the mobile while driving. Can you see? Can you say? Can you give us the correct answer when reporting it? It is the policeman advised or warned me not to talk on the mobile while driving. Not plus to plus the verb in the infinitive form and then the end of the sentence. The second way, using against. Let's see. The man warned me against. Where's the main verb? Exactly. It's talk. So we add what? ing. So against what? Talking. Yeah, talking on the mobile while driving. Activity number 2. Rewrite the following sentences using words between brackets. 1. It's not a good idea to waste so much time on the internet, the teacher said. We have here to rewrite the whole sentence using what? Warned against. We have to rewrite the whole sentence now using warned against. Please take 2 minutes, try to rewrite them. Good job. Let's find out the answers. Number 1. It's not a good idea to waste so much time on the internet, the teacher said. Now, when reporting, I start my sentence with the teacher warned me against and continue Don't forget what must be used after against. Let's see the answer. The teacher warned me against wasting so much time on the internet. Number 2, you can't take the car, his father said. Now I start with his father told him that, and let's see. Yeah, exactly. His father told him that you is turned into he because the object here is him. Can't is turned into the past, and the past form of can is could. It's negative, stays negative. He couldn't take the car. His father told him that he couldn't take the car. Number 3, you'd better not go there alone. My mother told me. Warned. Let's see the answer. My mother warned me not to go there alone. Very simple. Here we have not plus to plus the infinitive form. Number 4, don't touch the door. It's painted. Also, my mother said. Now we use warned against. My mother warned me against, touching the door that was painted. Touch is turned into the ing form because we have against. Now, sentence number 5. Never treat people unkindly, my dad said. Here we have to use the verb advised. And the answer is, my dad advised me not to treat people unkindly. Why? Don't forget that never is or means not. It is used when we give negative pieces of advice. Number 6, it's not a good idea to wait too long before deciding. He told me that waiting too long before deciding was not a good idea. Or we start, as I said at the beginning, with the subject, the verb, and we should turn it into the past simple and continue the rest of the sentence. So it's a way to give this answer. The other way is to start with the sentence as it is, but we change the verb into the past simple. For example, he told me that it wasn't a good idea, and continue to wait too long before deciding. The same meaning, but it's a different way. The meaning is the same. Activity number 3. Rewrite the sentences replacing the underlined parts with causative structure. We have here causative structure. Causative structure is used when I want somebody else to do something for me. Okay, this is the meaning. And the form of the causative structure is to use have or get plus the object and plus the past participle form of the verb. Let's start with sentence number 1. Don't forget to take your jacket to the cleaners before the wedding. Okay, how can we change this piece of advice into the causative structure form? Don't forget to. Okay, the same. Here we have the underlined part. I should rewrite it on this form. It becomes to have or get your jacket, and the past participle form of the verb taken. Don't forget to have or get from the structure plus the object. Here we have the underlined is usually, the object is usually underlined, and the past participle form of the verb, which is also underlined in the sentence. Another way, don't forget to have your jacket cleaned before the wedding. It's another way to give a structure, a causative structure to this sentence. Number 2, I must sign these letters by the manager before he leaves. I must use have or get plus the object plus the past participle form. So I must have or get plus the object, these letters, and finally the verb must be in the past participle form. Very simple structure. I must get these letters signed by the manager before he leaves. Continue with number 3. You need a haircut before you go to school. You need to? Yes, exactly. You need to have your hair cut before you go to school. Or you need to get the same. Good point. Number 4. We usually ask somebody to redecorate the children's bedroom every year. We usually have the children's bedroom redecorated every year. Number 5. Huda didn't make the curtains herself. She asked someone to make them. Huda didn't make the curtains herself, so she had them made by someone. And here the usage of the causative structure is very clear when we want another person to do something for us. Finally, we have a task. Task number 1, make sentences using, again, have and get or get plus the object plus the past participle form of the verb in this box. Check, clean, repair, take must be in the past participle form, and use the words here between brackets using the causative structure. Don't forget, have get plus the object plus the past participle, it's the causative structure. 1, 2, 3. That's it for today. See you next time. Goodbye.